Hey everyone, so today's video we're going to take a little break from the free-to-play series, even though I've really enjoyed that. We are going to revisit Adeline. So this account was lucky or unlucky, I guess depends on how you see it, enough to pull this hero on the account, and it does have some, it's mostly booked, right? You're missing a pretty decent book here with the attack boost equal to speed. And then also the ability is not fully booked either on the ultimate, which I think is a pretty big boost as well. But the problem with this hero, in my opinion, she's good. She is good, but something that I've been referring to as the Power 5 for LDs, I do not think she's nearly as good as the Power 5. The Power 5, in my opinion, are the twins. So the Light Twin, the Dark Twin, Desdemona, Oderic, and then also Vengeful Hassle. I think they are the Power 5. I don't think she's anywhere near them. They are way better than she is, but she is solid. I'd say she's probably like in the B tier of Light and Dark Legendaries. I think, you have the S tier, which I just mentioned, and then the A tier, I think, are similar things like Doomweaver Valyria. I think you have SSA in there. I think you have Divine Yolanda in there. And, of course, I know some people will dispute this and say, oh, this person's great, oh, that person's great, and I get it. It's just my own opinion. And then, like in the B tier, you have people like Adeline, who is very, very good. As an LD, I think she's better than probably 80% of the red, green, blue characters, but she is nowhere near the top tier, in my opinion. I think there's 7 or 8 people up, above her. But we will talk about her a little bit, some of my findings. I'm not going to give like a walkthrough of her because I've already done that. I'll kind of mention that at the end of the video. Like I'll put a little card at the end of the video so you can go see like my first look of her, which was just my opinion on how she worked, her mechanics, her debuffs, all of those things. Long story short, the way that I've been playing this character is all in Raider set, right? And with the stats similar to this. So she has some okay attack, she has some high defense, and some okay health. The reason I'm playing her like this, the higher defense, is because on her trait, whenever she's in this onrush mode, her attack is increased by 50% of the defense. So I've seen some really good damage coming from her basic ability because it does scale based on her defense. I view her similar to how Nero works. Nero, even though you need an attack stat, all of his damage scales off of his defense as well. So you need kind of like a balance. You need some high defense to go along with a high attack. So she is kind of tough to build. She's one of those rare characters where the true strike ability actually might benefit her, right? Because she needs stats everywhere. She's very similar to someone like Crazed Urzag or Zoltan, where I think multiple ascensions, to give her attack, defense, health, all of those things would go a long way, which I'm sure everyone loves hearing. Let alone did you pull an LD legendary, but now you need her A5 to really be a menace. I'm sure that makes a lot of people happy. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about her. Long story short here, her ultimate ability, right, this energy reversal, is very, very good. Like, this is a crazy killer debuff to just completely nullify a character in general is really good. The damage itself, I don't think, is super impressive. If you get this last ability fully booked and get the damage up too, I'm sure it hits fairly hard. As well as having the damage reduction too, I think that's also really cool. But to me, she really just doesn't seem like a good tank, right? It's such a weird way to have to build her because she doesn't have any sustain per se in her kit other than just a chance, right? A chance to counterattack. And if you do, then you'll get 50% bonus lifesteal. But that is the only way that you can do that, is if you're attacked first, and then you have the chance of counterattacking. The fact that there's no lifesteal in her ironclad, mode, it's kind of a bummer, a lot of her healing is supposed to come from this energy reversal. So unless you're playing against like an AI on, defense, like an arena defense, where you can make her the target, kind of like if you're up against a bunch of dark heroes, they're most likely going to target the light hero, things like that. You can't reliably get healing from this debuff. Now, there is one hero in the game that I think she is a direct counter to, which is really, really cool, and that is Shark Solandre. Now, I'm all for counters to Shark Solandre because I think he is an extremely good light and dark hero, legendary, that really has gone unchecked for a while. He used to have a counter in Jabez, but Jabez has really just been, outscaled. He needs a little more percentage on his ultimate or something, because with the addition to relics and things like that, he just can't one-shot a whole lot of people anymore, which is a bummer. But with all that being said, the Shark Solandre gets directly countered by Adeline, and that is awesome. The problem is you need another light and dark legendary to counter light and dark legendary, which I really hate. But yeah, I digress. Basically, all I'm saying is this energy reversal is obviously extremely important, and it's a very good debuff. Other than that, I really don't think she does a whole lot of damage. I really don't think that she's a great bruiser. So you have like this one-time use for her in this energy reversal, 2 possibly if you're lucky with the other ultimate, which I'll show you in Arena. It's kind of weird. These, even though they're showing like the same cooldowns on here, you can use the ultimate ability on the onrush side, and then the ultimate ability on the ironclad side will not have a cooldown. Like, they have 2 separate cooldowns. It's very weird. But anyway, my point is, she's built the way she is just because you're trying to get enough damage off, or you're trying to survive long enough so she can actually get off this debuff. That's the whole point. So the reason why I don't have her like as fast as possible, right, is because all of the things that are good against her outspeed her anyway. So I just want her to, hopefully, the whole point of this build is to hopefully have a 60% chance to counterattack with her basic ability when she's in the ironclad mode, because the damage scales with her defense, and that's where she'll be getting the lifesteal. So I want her basic ability to hit as hard as possible, and it does scale fairly well off of the defense. That is the whole reason. I tried to build her super fast, but her speed isn't that quick, right? And one of her direct counters is one of the fastest heroes in the game, and that is Alicia. So Alicia, on her ultimate ability, has this unhealable that she puts up on somebody. So what Alicia will do is she will ultimate, put unhealable up on Adeline, and Adeline, even if she counterattacks, it doesn't matter because she won't heal up. So she'll most likely be below 50% when Alicia uses her ultimate. And whenever she goes below 50% and someone's turn is over, she will switch modes to Ironclad. And for some reason, the game registers her switching from Onrush to Ironclad as a support ability. And Alicia has a passive ability where if somebody casts a support ability, which I don't know why the game views it as that, but it does, she then counterattacks with this passive ability, dealing 200% damage, gains shield, and then she also puts up this damage reduction thing. So, I mean, she just poops, literally, all over Adeline. So you're not outspeeding her. Heroes like Divine Yolanda, like Oderic, like all of those people, they all outspeed her. So again, I'm just trying to have her survive so she can stay kind of above that 50% mark. So if she takes a lot of damage, I want her to counterattack with her basic ability for a lot of damage and hopefully lifesteal up enough to stay above the 50%. So ultimately, what we can see here, like in Arena, she has some decent counters. Her best counter is definitely to like a Shark Soul Andre. She has a pretty good counter to Oderic because Oderic counterattacks up to twice per turn. So if you can get her counter, her debuff up on Oderic, all of his counterattacks are just going to heal your entire team. These two characters, Atara and Nero, are pretty good candidates for her debuff. But if somebody is playing these characters, right, and it's not in a arena defense setting where the AI is choosing, they can choose to use their single target attacks, heal up one person or something like that, right? So it's not that big of a negative effect. This is where it truly applies, and that is with Shark Soul Andre. This is by far the best counter that you can have. Other than that, she is situational. So I think she's a good hero, but again, nowhere near where I was hoping she would be or thought she would be. But I guess it is what it is. The nice thing about Shark Soul Andre, as you'll see here, is the fact that when he has a negative effect put up on him, he counterattacks for an AoE, right, which will heal your entire team. And then on top of that, he only has 2 abilities, right? So he has his ultimate ability, which is very good. Ignores all positive effects. It gives him max health up 2. And then on his trait, he has the ability, to stun people, ignore defense, yada, yada, yada. But after he uses that, his basic ability actually heals him. And with Adeline's debuff, this energy reversal, anytime someone would deal damage, they heal instead, and then if they would heal themselves, it actually deals them damage. So it's such a huge debuff to Shark Soul Andre because he can't control his counterattack, and he only has 2 abilities, so he's very limited in the things that he can actually choose. So you'll see this here whenever we activate this on him. So he'll do his counterattack, right, and it's just all heals. Here, he'll use his ultimate ability, but the next time he goes down here, you'll see whenever he comes in, he's gonna hurt himself. He just dealt himself 12,000 damage. So funny, funny stuff. Yeah, that is her main purpose, I think. Other than that, it's going to be some situational things where, you can target someone like a Dark Nick, or you can target somebody that is going next in the turn order, and you're nullifying their damage for that turn. But that's about it. So we will try and, show you her. So here she's in her onrush mode, so this is going to scale off of her defense. She's getting 50% of her defense into her attack, so she keeps the 3,500 defense and then just adds on top of it with the attack. And the type of damage that she does is, it's good. But at the same time, it depends on who you're attacking. If you're attacking tanks or something like that, it doesn't have any defense ignore. It doesn't have, scaling off of HP, true damage, nothing like that. So, yeah, I haven't been extremely impressed. And I would say that, in all honesty, I think you could get away with not booking her. Now, I guess that is a positive. I guess you could say that she's a serviceable light and dark hero that has some functions, within the game where you don't even need to use books on her to make her usable. So that's kind of cool. But her main purpose then would just be to be used on Shark Soul Andre. So this is more of a shorter video, just talking about, my overall feelings about her now that I've got to play with her a little bit. And just, I think she's a pretty underwhelming light and dark hero. On Sunday, guys, I believe I will be able to put out a video on Karma. I'm waiting for the hero upgrade event. And then I do have some Ascension pots that I can put into this hero to really show you what she can do. I think this hero is kind of like LD level. over somebody like Adeline. So stay tuned for that one. But that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the next one. See ya.